when Zach Charbonnet
Mm.
transferred to UCLA, it didn't take long that you started noticing, hey, wait a second, as a Michigan fan, where's this Zach Charbonnet been at Michigan? Boy,
Yeah.
we could really use him. And this was early last year. But then all of
Mhm.
a sudden, Michigan got on a roll and they're running backs, and it was like, yeah, okay, I'm glad for
Yeah.
Zach, but
Yep.
everybody's fine. It worked out for
Yep.
everybody. But
Right.
Zach really did. I don't know what it was, whether it just was the right fit, whether
Yep.
he just grew up a little bit more, but
Mhm.
and he's just gotten better and better and better. He's got awesome
Yeah.
size.
Yeah.
He might be, because he's at UCLA and not with the top programs. I can't believe we're saying UCLA isn't like a top, but nobody really pays attention to UCLA like they used to. That
You're
he could
right.
probably consider the sleeper, maybe even first round, second round running backs in the entire draft.
I do think he's overlooked, and I'll tell you why. You said you brought up the number one factor, the size, but it carries over to his running style. I do think he's the best yard after contact back in the class. He's the guy that if he said, "Hey, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, need a touchdown at the goal line," if there's one guy, I'm picking him, and it's because he just does everything well. And I think the thing that you like about Charbonnet that you just touched on, I feel like he's the safest kid in the class because he does everything well. He doesn't have a standout trait. And that's okay to me at the running back position because the running back position is so much about what's going on around him. The scheme, the blocking, right? If you can't block up front, it's just not going to work. Look at what's happened to Saquon Barkley since he's been drafted, right? Now that he finally has a halfway decent offensive line, he's having a career year, right? So I think that, he doesn't drop the ball as a receiver.
Doesn't
He doesn't
fumble.
fumble the ball.
Nope.
Doesn't fumble. And he can take a pounding. And a lot of these backs that I have in front of him are kind of stacked evenly with him at this point. I'm not sure if they can be a number one guy. I think they're a great complement, which, again, in the backfield in the NFL, that's the way things work on most offenses, right? You have a couple guys that are sharing the duty. He's the one that I think could be the number one guy, and then you would kind of build around him. Is the upside as high? Is the potential impact and the playmaking ability and the explosive plays? I don't think he brings that to the table like some of these others, like Blake Corum. But by no means do I mean that he needs to be stacked that far below him. And I do believe that he, like you said, he could be a surprise top 45 pick.
Absolutely. If you're looking for, like you said, if your goal is to find a number one running back that can carry the ball for you between 15 and 25 times a game, he could be right there at the top of the list.